Keep going. We are live. We are live. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr. live in the beautiful studios of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. I am the CEO, the president, the founder of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. And joining me here live, my co-host, my brother from another mother, the man, the one and only, the legend, the myth, Mr. James T from Hot 105. How you doing, Mr. James T?
I'm doing great, Rob. It's a wonderful day. We've had some beautiful weather this week, and
Yes.
hey, some great things have been happening. Things that we've been working on. Rob, there's something that I think that our audience can relate to, and that is great things don't just happen like that. It's almost like planting a seed, and you've got to not just sit there and wait for the seed to pop up, but you've got to give it time to produce of itself. And then once it even comes up and grows, you've got to give it time to bear the fruit. Then all of a sudden, you can take the fruit and the seed and you have a harvest. So I think we are right on the brink of having a harvest on something that we've been working on for a few years now.
Let
So
the
I'm
church say amen.
I'm doing good. So I'm doing good. Rob, that takes us to another dimension, and that's good. And I had the pleasure too of talking with some people because it's Black History Month that some people are doing uh, celebratory events and honoring various people and all of that. And do you ever sometime become hesitant about being honored in or
All the
or
time.
or being celebrated or
All the
whatever?
time. All
Yeah,
the time.
yeah, Rob. And I don't know. I guess it's good to like people get the Oscars and the Grammys and and maybe that's good for marketing. When you're gonna do another film or you're gonna put out another album or things like that. But with us, uh, I don't know if the honoring and the promoting, if it, I guess it's supposed to encourage us to continue, but we're going to continue just because of who we are.
Well, tell us something of Billy Joel, the musician, the artist Billy Joel said in the interview just last week, because he hadn't put out music in like 30 years. And they was asking him, did he like the Grammys and, what he feel about that, and being honored. And he says, he said he just loved the music and so many different types of music and the people creating. He said the part he don't like about it when they say, you the best or you won, and the other person didn't win, a Grammy.
Mm,
And he says they all good, they all talented, good stuff. It's got and that's it's kind of hard to say you the best or you won and somebody else in another genre, and that's what I think you're saying, and
mm,
and that's what you and I say. I mean,
right.
we when we doing something good, a lot of people can be great. A lot of people doing things good, just doing it in a different way. You don't have to feel lesser because
Mm,
your film or your record, they didn't, somebody's perception or somebody's view didn't say that it was the best, but to you was the best. I mean, so I get exactly what
mm.
you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, so I'm getting calls about, hey, we want to do this and we want to honor you and all of that. So and I
they
I,
sell
I ha-
tickets doing it. They sell tickets. Oh,
see there you go, Rob.
they sell tickets,
No, no, no. I don't know if that's true or not with this situation.
man.
But
They
but but
always back
but
up.
my thing is I really want to uh, if accepting the honor, uh, I want to use it as a platform to encourage others. I had a before we get into our message today, I had a unique situation. The Boys and Girls Club sent about, I guess it was about 10 or 12 young girls and boys, and they came into the studio, and I had about 15 minutes to really try to have impact. And Rob, it was just a beautiful thing. It to see. I think they were around probably 11, 12 maybe 13. I don't know years of age, but it was just to see how they come in and they're like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen here, and all of a sudden, but then to reach out and to get them involved in speaking and in recognizing who and whose they are and what are the possibilities. I think when you can plant that seed in young people, all of a sudden, man, hey, they have a different way of looking at themselves and at the world. Look at the world. Rob, I had to drop on them. I said, don't let nobody tell you that you got to die to go to heaven. I said, hey, and then Rob, before I knew it, I was saying, how many of you were taught the Lord's Prayer? What is our what? And our Father. I said, which art in heaven, and he's holy. And thy what come? Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. I said, so you mean to tell me he has placed us here on this earth and it's just like heaven? Man, we had, and then I had two young ladies that were just jumping. And then when I found out what their names were, because I said, come close to me. Yeah. I said, the name was Faith and Zoe.
Wow.
Said, oh, Rob, come on, Rob. I'm not that smart.
Wow. Wow.
God, it was just beautiful, man. So I love speaking to children and being able to tell them our story and how we started from 0, not 3.
So James, when you introduce another thought, another idea, another paradigm, another way of thinking to someone, that's really, you're taking a chance if they're going to accept it. You know what I mean? Because some people do not like. Some people are very comfortable in believing, whatever belief they want to believe or whatever fairy tale, they like. If you tell somebody, the truth about Snow White and the 7 dwarfs or Cinderella or whatever, and tell them the backstory, people don't want to hear that. I mean, some people like it the way it is. Some people don't want to. They didn't want to hear that Will Smith and Jada was having problems. They wanted to keep that fairy tale and not the reality. So when you start talking about what if this is heaven here we're on right now, that goes counter to what a lot of people believe and been taught in Sunday school, and some people accept it. It's because some people want newness, and some people say, I knew something. I knew something. And some people go, no, I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? So you're taking a chance anytime you introduce a new way of thinking to the audience. You agree?
But Rob, yes, I agree. But Rob, when you get them at that early age, see, it's not
that makes a difference.
It's not baked in. It's not baked in because I was watching because everybody's talking about the Bob Marley movie, and I was watching a form of a documentary going back, and some of these people I've met, strangely enough, in life, and I sit there and I say, look at what they went through to get to now being celebrated, but after they die, so rather than saying, wow, Robert Henderson has something that works for me now, don't turn around and let somebody do a documentary or write a book about Robert Henderson and say how he was teaching and telling, but very few listened. Very few took what he was teaching and telling and applied it to their lives.
Often that happens.
Right. I went back to the first book I ever read and studied in my life this week. I just said, I'm going back to it. And that was Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I went back, I said, I'm just going to go through it in a few days. And even what I heard as an 11th grader, hey, it spoke things to me today as an adult.
Right.
It spoke to where I am today.
Right.
So, and that's, I think that's what parables and truth, that's what it does. When you talk about different things, Rob, some people are prepared to execute what you're suggesting today, but some people have to take those baby steps to get
They
started
they
in
have to grow
preparation.
into it.
They have
They
to
have to
grow into
grow
it.
into it. They have
Grow
to.
into it.
It may take them years for it to resonate for them to say,
I
"Okay,
hope
I
I
get it."
hope not, Rob.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope it don't take a year
Oh
because
no. A lot
because
of people take
right,
years.
Because if you that's where that faith, the young lady named Faith, comes in. Faith is, you know, believing in something that you cannot see. And you know, and if you wanted to go to scripture, faith is the evidence of things hoped for, and all that. But no, just simple. It faith is believing in something you can't see. I don't have to wonder if this is a phone. you but hey, there's some of the things that it can do that I have to believe. And we have enough faith to know, Rob, when I hit your number, when I hit Robert Henderson Jr., I don't even question whether I'm calling Robert Henderson Jr. yeah.
That's
So
your faith. Yeah, we
right,
believe.
if you and if you would act that same way in belief of something that you would tell them, whether it's about an IUL or whether it's about, hey, you've got to take the step out right now to call so we can do an MRI on where you are financially. Because this is going to be the year of financial literacy. You said it's going to be the year of choices. Well, they're going to choose to learn about financial literacy. So let's get to it this morning, Mr. Henderson.
Yes, yes, yes. I want to say hello. Good
We've had a
morning.
backstage conversation.
Yes. Mia. Good morning, Denise Ward. Good morning, Miss Joanne Witherspoon. Joe Witherspoon. Good morning, P. Parnell Victor. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Redhead. I hope I see you all for lunch, Miss Redhead. I hope y'all in town. So I'm pretty sure you are. We got a great show lined up for you today. Linda's not, she's out on assignment. James T, let's ride out with this. I want to dissect and pick up what you were just putting down in terms of thought, in terms of understanding, because in all you're getting, you got to get understanding. And as you were saying, James, I have people come to me that said, Mr. Henderson, 15 years ago, you told me this and it came true. How did I know? And some people say, Henderson, I remember you saying this and that, and it was absolutely right, and that was 10 years ago. And some people say, I'm glad I did this. And I have people that just says, you saved my life and you got me on the right, and you and but there I have talked to many, many more people than I have. And it reminds me of something that Harriet Tubman had said. They was telling Harriet Tubman how so many people, how she saved and got the freedom on the new Underground Railroad. She said they're giving her all kind of accolades and praise about how many people that she really saved. And she said she could have saved even more had they know that they were slaves.
Is there something?
And that's the people that I have touched over my 30-year career and talked to at the barbershop, at the picnics, at the grocery store, whatever, written books. Yeah, there's a lot of people that can say that I've helped them. I was just talking to a lady yesterday that she started with nothing, man. Now she got over $500,000 saved, and I showed her how to do that. I mean, she just but then again, there's some people that I've talked to, but at the same time I talked to her and they went the other way, and now they don't have nothing. So I used to get sad about it, but then when I read in the holy books that when Jesus said that there will always be the poor among you, some people you can talk to them until they're blue in the face, they're just not gonna hear. It's not their time. And now some of them, it's their time when they're 70, 80 years old. It's some of them that when they leave this plane and go into another dimension, they come back, they just know what to do.
Hopefully.
Hopefully you know what to do. You got to keep repeating this stuff until you get it right. Some of us have ears we can hear, some of us don't. So I don't take it so hard now. When I tell some people, this is a strategy, do it, they don't listen, then I don't lose any sleep. I just know that wasn't for them. It's kind of like a on a grape farm, and you got grapes. Some of the grapes are good, some of them are not good. but that don't stop you from still being a a winemaker and getting a good crop. Anytime you do something, you always gonna have a few bad ones and some good ones. You just take the good ones and you use them, and then the other ones you just discard them. The reaper will come and burn them all up and put them away. So you don't worry about that. All of them, everybody not gonna come. Everybody can't get to heaven. And heaven, in terms of the state of mind, what you was talking about, James, everybody just can't. Everybody is not ready for it. Everybody can't go. You want, and the sad part about a lot of the people who won't go, or who can't hear, who can't see, are your loved ones, people you actually love and care about, and you plead and you want them to see what you see, but it's not their time to see. You can beg, you can show them, you can do it for them, and it's just not their time to see. Because we can't play God. We can only do our part and our mission, and try to help and to serve. And the people that want to eat of what we and drink of what we're serving, then they will get it as their time. So I'm good with that. I really am good with that. So those who come to the Henderson Financial Group, and those who seek wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you shall find it. It's impossible for you not to find it. There's no excuse. Show me a man who's broke down and poor and down and out. I'll show you the man who's not serving and who's not listening and who's not taking action. Simple as that. I don't have to know what he's doing and what he did yesterday. I know what he's not doing. Because something from nothing leaves nothing, right? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. That's just okay. Today I want to talk about, and I want to give some understanding to whole life, the new whole life. Because I want to parallel that with a bank, a strategy. James, this new whole life, not the old whole life. And let me tell you why I say not the old whole life. Because myself, I would admit I couldn't stand whole life. The old whole life. The old whole life was just like a beeper. You know what I mean? It had its time, but when you find out new ways to do better things, then you want to do that. You don't want to stay stuck. You don't want to go get a horse and put it on I-75 or I-95 or the turnpike. And it just not going to go over well. You know what I mean? Because now we got automobiles, so you have to adapt with change and development and growth. The old whole life, and some insurance companies still sell the old whole life. In other words, they still selling a horse and a buggy, and some people still buy it. It really is. A whole lot of people still buy the old whole life. That's like buying an old horse and buggy, like I said, and putting it on 95. You sooner or later, them children, they're gonna run them with them cars, they're gonna run that horse and buggy and you over. They running people over nowadays. You think if you put a horse and buggy, you get on the bicycle, they'll run you over. Now if you still got an old plan, you antiquated. So I'm not talking about the old whole life. So when y'all hear me talk about whole life insurance, I'm not talking about the old one. So you gotta wipe the slate clean. Even the TV dinners in today's grocery store are not like the old TV dinners. James, you ever go to the grocery store and go around and look at the TV dinner or the cereal aisle? Oh my God. And the potato chip aisle? The potato chip got a whole aisle. I mean, it used to be a little section of potato chips. They got all kind of potato chips. Now, these are the new potato chips. And then you go down there. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You go in the grocery store. Oh my God. So I'm making a comparison. The old whole life is so antiquated. Now, the new whole life is what's happening. Why do I like it? We use it like a bank. Now, let's talk about it. Why do we use it like a bank? The way a bank operates is they have taught us, and they call it financial literacy since we were grade school, since we was born and put on this earth, that you should save your money in a bank. And James, there are people right now, they got $200-300 million sitting in the bank earning nothing. You know that? That's millions of people.
But they have not heard the word that there's something better and something different out there.
That's like they still have a horse and buggy and they use that to travel. They haven't heard of a car. They haven't heard of an automobile yet. And there's some people, but you go in Pennsylvania. I once went to the Amish town, Lancaster. Me and my wife and children, we drove through there. Matter of fact, I had dinner up Lancaster, where they have the armies, where they still back in the town. They have horse and buggy. They don't have anything, no news, nothing, no radios, that's the whole town, whole area. It's a really interesting place to go, like you're in a movie, but it's real life. So when you have people who still stuck and have 500,000 just sitting in the bank, when you ask them, why do you have $300,000 sitting in the bank? They say, because I know it's safe. And I don't want to lose a penny, and I know where it is. And when you have that mindset, the banks have accomplished their goal. Because anytime you have money sitting and it's not earning and it's not growing, you're going backwards. Now, a lot of people say, what are you talking about, Willis? There's something that moves and most people can't see it move. And it's called time. You can't really see time moving. But when you put money in any vehicle and it doesn't grow with the cost of goods and services all around you, that means it's going back. In other words, if you put your money here and the cost of goods and services is going here, and the purchasing power is the same. But now milk starting to go up, gas starting to go up, apartments starting to go up, just the cost of living starting to go up. Your money's still down here. And as it keeps going up and your money right here, they call it inflation. You need more money to catch up with this, to buy this stuff. But if your money is in the ground, is in the mattress, buried in the bank, the cost of living keep going up. Today, it just keep going up. You got to have a plan where when the cost of living going up, your money going up. It's going up like this, so you can stay at par. You still, you know what I mean? That's why your mama could say, man, we used to have an apartment and we only had to pay $200 a month for. Try to find that apartment now. What happened? The cost of living.
It's called the condo.
It's called real estate.
Right. Oh, that is the real estate now, because what was an apartment, they changed the name and called it a condo, put a different price on it. And guess what? Hey, the county, the government, the city, the state, all are good, because guess what? Their taxes just you're paying more money. You're paying more money on that condo than you're paying on that for that rent. But Rob, how does a person say, wait a minute, how am I like here with my money? How do they realize it? Because if they go to get their money, Rob, they can't get it.
Well, let me get somewhere here. So
if
your money here in the bank and and the cost of things and stuff called inflation, the cost of goods and service, haircut costs more, gas costing more, apartment costing more. So your money's supposed to keep up with it. So some people say, I need more money. The problem is it's harder for them to get up here to catch up with more money. You follow me? So the people that just have money sitting in the bank and your money not working for you, you falling into the trap of the establishment of them using your money and you not. You just stuck on, at least I got it in the bank, but you losing time value of money. You can't see it, so you don't believe it. And saying, let's go back to what you're saying. Most people cannot believe that what they can't see. They don't even know what's happening. The people that, listen, the FBI circling all around them, doing an investigation on them. They think they're getting away. They can't see it, so they don't know they're being investigated, and the FBI getting ready to go and raid them. They can't see it, so they don't know it. See, we are stuck on, if we don't see it, we don't believe it. You can't see time. You can't see it, but you don't think it's happening? Remember, you were 6 years old. Now you 46. What happened? I'm 65 years old. I still can remember the third grade. What happened? I still want to be a kid. What happened? Man, you 65. You just got your Medicare card. Me? Well, I didn't do it. What did it? Time. So when you put your money inside of a bank and you got 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, some people got their chests out saying, man, I got my money in the bank. You should be ashamed because you riding a horse in a buggy. You shouldn't tell nobody. Matter of fact, you shouldn't even let the bank know you got, but the bank know who you are. Because let me tell you why. A lot of things are happening with your comfort zone and how
That's the key.
they tricked us. They tricked us with our sight because we can't see it. The robber barons always get you when you can't see it. A good con man cons people who can't see. They don't believe. They don't understand time, value of money. Okay, so when you put your money in the bank, first of all, if you got $10,000 in the bank, let me tell you what you can't see and what's happening. You just know you got $10,000 in the bank. Let me tell you what's happening, because there's always something happening. You can't see it. And just because you can't see it, you don't believe it and you don't worry about it. You're doing something wrong. They're investigating you. They're closing in on you, but you can't see it. So you still having a good time. But it's just a matter of time. They're coming to get you. But you're okay because what? You can't see it. Just because you can't see it don't mean it's not happening. Okay, so let me tell you what you can't see when you put $10,000 or $1,000 or whatever. In the banking system, the credit union and the bank, they got a law in America that says any person that put money, save money in the bank, the bankers can use the money 10 times. They can act like they put 10 times that much. So in other words, if you got $10,000 in the bank go, oh, how you doing, Miss Rudolph? You got your $10,000 here. How you doing? You don't know there's a rule that says if you put $10,000 in the bank now can write on their books that they got 100,000.
Ooh, come on with it, Rob. Yes, sir.
That's a rule. That's a law. How if I give a bank $10,000, they can put in there the ledger, well, Miss Rudolph gave us 10,000, but we can act like we got 100,000. Now we could lend $90,000 to the next person in line and charge them interest. We ain't no real dollar because it's not gold. It's not backed on nothing, but that's just do the math. And we would say the math ain't mathing. Yes, it is when it comes with numbers. It's business, baby. That's what they do. Okay, so now the other thing is, so now the bank stretching your money and they giving you credit cards on what they call infinite money. In other words, it's not even real. It's just numbers. It's just IOU. But since you can't see it, you can't believe it. Okay. The other thing is when you put money in the bank, let's say you got $100,000. I know a guy that said he had $100,000 in the bank, and he went to the bank and said, listen, I got $100,000 sitting in your bank. I need $300,000 to buy a real estate deal. They say, we can't give it to you. I said, well, I got $100,000. I just want you to give me another $200,000 so I could buy this real estate. Can't give it to you. So the guy said, okay, well, I got $100,000 in the bank. I want you to give me $100,000 line of credit. They say, we can't give it to you. I said, I got $100,000. They said, you got to use your own money because we ain't giving you our money. Now,
our money?
That's what the bank says. That's what the bank says. That now, if a rich person went to the bank and say, I need $300,000, the bank say, what you got? Oh, you got assets? You worth $1 million? You can prove it? You got this? They'll give it to him. But banks don't lend money to people who don't have the money. Banks lend money to people who already got money, who don't really need their money. And that's something and this is financial literacy at its finest. I'm telling y'all, all that stuff they tell about come to your school and go to the black community, talking about financial literacy. This is what bank. No, that's a bunch of hogwash. That's Jedi mining. That's keeping you blind. That's not the truth. The truth will set you free. That's not the truth. Banks make money off people who don't have no money. In other words, banks lend money to people who have money. Banks don't lend money to people who ain't got no money.
Even though they have their $10,000 that they were able to loan out $1 million.
That's right. So let me tell you how the rich and wealthy and trust people that have trust accounts and people who have wealth and generational wealth, what they do. Instead of putting their money inside of a bank, because you have a bank because you say you want to have access to it. Well, if you use a whole life policy, not the old one, the new one that I can tell you about, call the Henderson Financial Group. We'll tell you who has the new whole life policy. We'll tell you what companies to go to. The new whole life policy acts like a bank, but let me tell you the difference. when you put money into the new whole life family bank strategy, you put 10,000, you can put $100,000 in there, one lump sum, bam. Soon as you put $100,000 in there, the life insurance, they're gonna give you $200,000-$300,000 life insurance on your life in case you die. Isn't that something? Then when you put the $100,000 in there, 10 days later, you can say, listen, I need $95,000. You ain't got to fill out no loan documents. You ain't got to do no credit check. You ain't got to fill out all this paperwork because they know you got $100,000 in the new whole life insurance policy. Now you could use that to buy listen, you can use that as collateral to buy real estate, for college, to buy cars, to go into business. In fact, that's how McDonald's went into business, with the whole life insurance policy. It's better for you to put the money inside the whole, not the bank, put it inside the whole life. Because when you put the money inside the whole life, when you get ready to take the money out, the insurance company say you don't use your money, because then all the growth, you got to pay tax on the interest, because they're going to give you minimum 4% dividends. And a lot of them give you minimum 5% dividends. So they're paying you to put your money inside of there. You put your money in the savings account in the bank, they ain't paying you no 4 or 5% dividend. They ain't paying you nothing. Y'all know they not. And then whatever they do pay, you got to pay tax on it. So listen, if you had a choice to put $50,000 in the bank, well, you could look at it.
I look at the paper anyway.
And look at the paper, or put $50,000 in the new whole life policy. 50-50. This $50,000 in the bank paying 29 cents a month. This $50,000 in the whole life, you getting an extra $2,000. That's $167 a month. 29 cents a month or $167 a month. Time and value, the cost of living going up, the new whole life, your money going up right with it. You see what I'm saying? Your money going up right with it. You follow me? If you put that $50,000 inside the bank, they give you 29 cents a month. $50,000 in a whole life policy, they give you $167 a month. The 29 cents here that the bank give you, you pay tax on it. At the end of the year, they're going to send you a piece of paper that say you got to report this on your income taxes. On this $167 a month, you'll never have to report it. You never have to report it. Just keep it growing. When you need, all of a sudden, you got $50,000 in here getting $29 a month, 29 cents a month. All of a sudden, your roof needs repair. You need $20,000. What do? You go right inside that bank and you withdraw $20,000 from that $50,000. Now you ain't getting 29 cents a month. But at least you got the $20,000 to pay for the roof. Over here, you got the $50,000 that's growing at $167 a month. Now the same problem. You need $20,000 for that roof. Are you going to go over here with the new whole life policy and take $20,000 out? No. The insurance company going to say, hey, don't interrupt that $167 a month tax-free money going up there. The insurance company said, we know you got it. Plus, remember, when you put that $50,000 in, and we gave $300,000 life insurance in case you drop dead. And that's going to go to your family. You need $20,000? Just keep this going. The insurance company say, oh, we got you. We're going to give you $20,000 because we use that as collateral. You don't need to fill out no forms, no job. You need to have no job. You don't have no credit. And this money's still going. And you still got insurance and protection. And you take the $20,000 and get your roof fixed. And the insurance company saying, when you give you $20,000, we don't give you no amortization schedule. We don't see no book and say you got to pay it back every month. No, you ain't got to pay it back if you don't want to. Because why? You got the money in here. Plus, if you drop dead, what? They got $300,000 life insurance policy on you. They're going to just subtract it from there. That's some good stuff. This is financial literacy. This is financial literacy, what I'm telling you about. This sounds like crap about how banks work. You need to understand how money works, how banks make their money. They don't teach us this because they want to continue to use us and get rich off us. You don't teach a chicken not to get in line to get his head cut off. You keep the chickens eating it because they're getting ready before they cut the head off. But if I'm a chicken and I see y'all getting your head cut off, I ain't going in that barn. Not me. I'm gonna be like Chicken George.
You'll fly the coop.
That's right. Okay, that's the new whole life. We use whole life. We don't even think about dying. So we don't use whole, we lose whole, the new whole life like a bank. That's why we call it a family bank. We put as much money in there. We take our whole life because we never have to touch our money. We take our whole life policy. We keep putting money in there. It keeps, we have a big fat life insurance. So we already know that if we drop dead, listen, each and every one of us, none of us can get off this planet alive. We gonna die. Now I know that's a hard pill to swallow.
No, it's not, Rob. They know that.
You think people know that?
Oh yeah, they know that. They know that. They might not want to hear about it, but they know. They trust me. They know. They see it every day. You know, they see it every day, Rob. But here, Rob, here's what I want to ask. How do you get? I don't know how old they must be, but anyway, anybody 60 and plus that's got these CDs and they feel. See, it's how they feel. They feel like I'm good. But we always talk about you may be good, but are you going to settle for good and not try to do better and not have a goal of being the best you can be? That, I mean, I've talked with people and I've had you talk with some people, by the way. And, you know, when you share this information with them, it's a trust factor. And I don't know whether it's a trust factor with Henderson Financial Group or if it's a trust factor with the insurance company. Are they just saying, I'm all right? But all of a sudden, Rob, being all right today does not mean the same is going to be all right tomorrow or the next day or the next day, because we don't know what's going to come. So going back to having faith and believing that I can prepare myself for the unseen, I want to be better. I want my money to earn money. I want my money to work for me. I want my money to earn money. So how do you go about when you counsel those people who, because you and I know that there's people who've been saving money all their lives. I can remember back in grade school, first thing they taught us in school was to have a little bank account. You know, they would come to the schools and you would get a bank account and you would put, you know, pennies or dollars or whatever it was into that account. And they were teaching you to save, but they weren't teaching you how to earn money with your money.
No, they're not going to teach you that.
So how do you interrupt that thinking or that mindset of that individual who says, I'm not going to move my, some of them, $1 million, 500,000, 100,000, 50,000, move it from the bank to this new whole life?
Well, you can't. Only thing you can do is put the information out. I mean, you know, look at Jesus. Jesus died on a cross trying to tell people. They spat on him and put him on a cross. It was 2,000 years later when they tell me, oh, he was right. What would Jesus do? You know, that was 2,000 years later. You know what I mean? People still talking about what would Jesus do, and they ain't doing it.
whatever you
right
do
now. Right now, they're like, I want to be like Jesus. No, you don't. I'm gonna be like Jesus. No, you don't. You know what to do, but you ain't doing it. See, that's why when they look at the math, let me tell you something. Business people already do the math. They say out of 100 people, only 5 people gonna get it. Can you believe that? They said out of 100 people, every 100 babies born, only 5 of them gonna have wisdom and understanding. Only 5 of them. The 95 of them, oh man, we can take their money. We can use them. We can, you know, get rich quick, fast, play the lotto, scratch off, going to jail, hustling. You know, they don't understand, can't see, no wisdom, no understanding. You know, with lack of. Listen, y'all think I'm lying. They have proof and data for every 100 people, only 5 get it. When they hear, they say, okay, I hear it. Remember, there's 3 types of people. People that just come into the world, they just know. The second type of person, people who don't know until you show them and tell them, then they know. They go, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, let me do better now. It's the second type of person. The third type of person is they don't know. They don't want to know. They don't care. They dumb. They blind. They just don't know. You could talk to them till he's blue in the face. They saw Johnny get on crack and they went and got on crack. And then he saw him go on crack and he went and got on crack. They saw that. They saw little Ricky sell drugs and go to jail. What they do? They go sell drugs and they go to jail. And then his kids go sell drugs and they go to jail. So there's three type of people: those who see when they're told, and there's those who just don't see. So James, to answer your question, even though I'm telling people in terms of how banks work and how this new whole life, in the new whole life, you could put money in monthly, weekly, like a bank. Or you can just say, hey, I got $500,000 one time. The good thing about it, they insure your life. Now, you may say, okay, well, I'm uninsurable. That's okay. If you are uninsured, get your wife and do her. Get your child. You could use her. The concept is still there, and you could use yourself and have insurance on yourself. Plus, you be the owner of the policy. They have it now where you ain't got to be insured, and you still can own the concept and the strategy. You can put it on your son who don't smoke, who don't drink, who don't have, all kind of illness. And you could be the owner, and your son don't have your daughter don't have no type of access to the money. You only have money. So don't say because I ain't in good health. No, they created this strategy. Even if you don't have good health, you still could use this strategy. So that ain't no excuse. But if you have good health, it's even more, because now you're gonna have a guaranteed life insurance. Now, do you have to pay monthly? No, you ain't got to save monthly. You can put it one time with single premium. Or if you want to pay monthly because you want to save and build your bank up, then you can put it here monthly. You can put $100, $200, $500 a month. However you design it. But however you design it and how much money you put in is the bigger your life insurance policy. But what I care about is the cash value in the life insurance. On the new whole life, it grows faster. And then we use the new whole life like a bank because we use it to buy cars. Okay. James, I used to buy cars cash because I didn't want to pay the interest. And I had the money, so I paid cash. When I learned this strategy, I said, oh my God, I've been wrong. Robert Henderson Jr., CFP. See, I said, I was a CFP. I should say, listen, man, I ain't paying. Listen, I have this personal feeling. I tell Linda that also, and everybody know. If you're over 50 years old and you financing a car, shame on you. I want to say it again. If you over 50 years old and you got car notes, you need to look in the mirror. Man, you doing the Michael Jackson thing. You look in the mirror. What are you doing? You half past a century. You still paying interest on time on a car that you're gonna be driving that's sitting half the day in front of your house. You only drive 8 hours. It's only 8 hours a day when you're supposed to work. And if you're not working, the car's sitting and you paying interest daily on a car, and you on your way out of here. You have 100. No. If you can't buy the car without paying interest and monthly payment, that's not for you. Then that means you way over your head. Now you probably have assets that I can show you how to buy the car, so you don't have the monthly payments. You can do the new reverse mortgage. You can have. Listen, let me tell you a strategy. A guy came to me and he said, listen, I want to buy this car. This car costs $60,000. Oh, I love it. It's a new Genesis. He said, new Genesis. I love it. Genesis is a good car. Genesis is a good car. He said, it costs $60,000. He said, I want to get a loan. I said, come on, man. You ain't got no time for that. I said, let me look at what you got. Let me look at what you have. He said, man, I got cash in the bank. I said, oh, Lord. I said, if you take the money, the $60,000 at the bank, they ain't going to give you 29 cents a month no more. Plus, you put it on the car. Now you ain't got no liquid money. It's in the car. You ain't got the money no more. You got the car, but you ain't got no money. And if you broke and in the car because you don't put the $60,000 in the car, you got the car, but what happened in the emergency? I said, let me tell you a better way to do it. take the 60,000 and let's put it one-time payment, bam, put it into the new whole life cash value bank account, the family bank. Now we're going to do 10 days later, we're going to use the 60,000 with the insurance company as collateral, and they're going to give you the money. They own money, the insurance company, without no loan applications and all that. And you're going to use your 60,000 that you have secure, growing at 4% interest dividends. So that's going to continue to grow. So you put $60,000 inside of the new whole life, they're going to give you 4%, which is $2,400 a year divided by 12 months. All right. So you got that and you ain't got to pay tax on it. So now you want to still buy that car. The insurance companies, once they see you deposit that money, they will give you a loan against your money. You don't have to have a job. You don't have to have credit. No paperwork. And they'll send you that money. Now you take that money and you go buy the car cash from the dealership, the Genesis, and you buy cash. Now, he said, do I have to pay that money back to an insurance company? You don't have to, but it's probably be good if you pay it back however you want to pay it back. Maybe once a year, drop in 5,000, whop 2,000. I don't know, whatever you want to do, whatever's comfortable for you for your cash flow. Make sure but I tell you one thing, your $60,000 is still an insurance company and it's growing. And then since you put that $60,000 in it, they gave you $300,000 life insurance because you're going to die one day, and that's going to go to your loved ones. So your money did two things. You bought the car with your $60,000 and you got guaranteed life insurance that's going to pay off to your loved ones. So now you got two things. If you just would have took the $60,000 at that local bank, and bought the car cash, your $60,000 would have been gone. And that Genesis, even though it's a 2024 and 2030, it's going to be a 6-year-old car. And they start to break down and you ain't got no more 60,000. You know what I mean? So think about it. Is there a better way to do what you want to do? Yes. Call 305-825-1444. We strategists. That's what we do here. We're financial advisors. We're strategists. We don't just we tell you how. What's the best way to do it? Like James said, we always say good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good become your better and your better become the best. See, since you don't have time, that's all we do is strategy. We think tank. That's all we do, from real estate loans, different type of loans, to new reverse mortgage, to college planning, to retirement planning, to Social Security planning, to Medicare planning, to Obamacare planning, healthcare. That's what we do. We do because we know you need it. Who else you gonna go to? You can't go to Fidelity or Vanguard, but they just want your money. But you need a full pledge, an MRI, an X-ray. You need to be knowing exactly how to move. You need that. We all need that. And since the robots are coming, you better get geared up. You better have a partner. The robots are coming.
They ain't coming, Rob. They're here.
They're here. They are. Boy, if you ain't equipped, man, they gonna take you out.
But Rob, one of the things that we want the people to know too, the monthly dividends, you're getting compound. You're getting that. You're getting interest on the dividends that you get. It continues to grow. Am I correct?
Yes, listen, let me tell you something, man. There's no excuse. What I just told people now, James, some people are going to get it. Some people are going to call 305-825-1444 and say, Henderson, what are you talking about? Tell me more about this. Some people are going to do that. Some people they're just going to hear this and go on about their business. And that's been written in the holy books. Action. Some people, a lot of people, that's why they ain't got to shut me down. They ain't got to say, hey, this little black boy down here in Miami telling all this news. Ooh, we got to shut him up. They ain't care about me because there's millions of y'all got ears but can't hear. Yeah, y'all still smoking and drinking until you're blacking out. And the health is bad and won't go to the doctor. So they not, what I'm saying, listen, they didn't listen to Jesus. How do you think if they don't care about, people ain't going to, come on. It's only for the few. Like I just said, it's a true fact. Out of every 100 people, the data has been revealed. Only 5 people are going to act. Are you one of the 5 or are you one of the 95? That's what you got to ask a question.
In the chat box, if you have any questions, come on. Any thought? It doesn't have to be a question. It can be a thought or a comment. Enter it now while we're here today.
This is a new thought, right?
Yes,
this is a new.
Come on. Yes, something that you need to know. something that you need to get involved in. And Rob, now, should they be aware? Because you know what some people are going to be afraid of? Wait, what is the bank going to do if I move that money from the bank? It's your money. What's the bank going to do? They're just going to give you less than that 20, like Rob said, that 29 cents a month or whatever it is. Yeah, but you know, Rob, I'll bet you any amount of money. People who have money in the bank does not look at that statement to see what they're getting a month. They don't even know if they got 500,000, if they got 50,000, if they got 10,000. They do not know what they're getting a month. I bet you that.
Yeah, I know. And Mario says, how long do you pay the premium for the life insurance policy? You can set it up. You can say you're going to pay 5 years. You can say you're going to pay it. You want to put, but think about it. You could do a single premium, Mario. You ain't got to pay monthly. You can say, here's 50,000, bam. And that's it. Don't pay no more. Now, you know, you got 50,000, you can use it as collateral to do something with. That's it. That's it. If you want to set your limit one time, you're going to put $50,000 in the family bank and insurance policy, then there is no monthly payments. You just put 50,000, like buying a CD. But when you buy a CD, they give you the little interest, but you ain't got no protection. And plus you don't have access to your money. If you buy a 6-month CD, you put $50,000 in a CD. Okay, it's in the bank. You got to pay the interest on it. You got to pay tax on the interest, but you don't have no access to that money. If you put $50,000 one time in the family bank and the insurance policy to new whole life, as soon as you put that $50,000 in there, it's secure too. It's going to give you 4% annual dividends. But in 10 days, guess what? You could use that money because insurance company going to say, hey, you got 50 in there. You need, what you need? 40 for something else? You ain't got to wait 6 months for a CD to mature. You have access. So what I like about it is that you have liquidity, use, and control. Think about that. You have liquidity, you can use it, and you have control.
And Rob, the one thing that we're hoping that people will see as they get the mindset of being better is that you would use the money to, quote unquote, create another flow of income or to get other assets. Don't just stop there saying you got that in there. The Henderson Financial Group will help you to be wise and to say, okay, now here are opportunities for you. We're looking for opportunities every day. We're looking for opportunities, and not just where we live, here, there, and everywhere. We're looking for opportunities. So be wise. Don't just take, the gentleman wanted a car. Okay, feel good. Hey, I want a car too. I got one. but believe me, I ain't never paid no $60,000 for no car. And I don't need an airplane. I don't need man, come on. I would buy put $60,000. Hey, Rob, if we find some land, if we find a LOT,
a lot of land. You're right. You're right. You see what Mario said? Now, Mario has been a client for over 10 years, and he is right. He has been a client for over. Look at Mario says, I'm in 12 years life insurance policy. I have bought 2 autos, bought a home, and put a roof on my rental property from my policy through loan features. He is now. Let me tell you something. Mario is telling the God's truth. Mario is a client of ours. He is. When I say out of every 100 people, only 5 going to get it. The 95 going to fall by the wayside. He's one of the 5. Mario's one of the 5. Mario don't play. Mario loves his family. Mario don't play. He about business. See, the data shows, the reports that the U.S. government have. Don't think, because I gotta keep saying, don't think because you can't see it that it can't see you. It's hidden. The universe, that's how it works. You low conscious if you think you could, if you believe only that what you can see. You can't see a baby grow. Who saw a baby grow? You got a head of baby. Next thing you know, it's 2 years later. You're like, what a baby at? The baby right here walking around. You didn't see the baby grow. Just because you don't see it, that don't mean it. So that gives you a clue how nature and how things work. You don't see a mango grow. You don't see time happening. You don't. So it's the same way about wealth and about assets. You don't see it. Listen, James, it was 2017 or 2018. I bought about 10 duplex lots on the West Coast. They were $8,000 a piece for 10. 8,000 duplex lots. 8,000 duplex lots. 8,000. I bought about 10 of them. I was telling London about them. I said, London said, "You gonna do it?" I said, "I'm buying lots." Listen. Every week, I get some solicitation.
They want to buy. They want them lots.
They want them lots. Hey, guess what? They want them for 60. They want them for 60,000 per lot.
Per lot.
Now you think Robert Henderson, this black dude with his glasses selling? No, because they going to 100. Now I only bought for 8,000 per lot at 60,000. Do you figure like if I got 10,
80,000,
80,000, and now
80,000.
each of them 60,000.
Come on, it's
Hey, 6 months they was at 40. 6 months ago they were sending me letters for 42,000. I'm like, oh, keep this going. Keep this going.
Change. Better than pulling that lever around.
Hey, better plan. Hey, that's better than playing scratch off. Now, did I see that growing? No, I don't see it growing. I was still doing my work over here, man.
You didn't stop growing. See, this is what. Come on, Rob. People gotta get rid of this word retirement. Don't. Hey, when you leave that company, don't say you retiring. Just say, hey, you're going to a new level. A new level. Leave and go to a new level because of what you've earned and what you've learned. And if you keep listening to the Henderson Financial Group, you're gonna learn how to earn.
I'm gonna tell you another person, Erin Harris. There, her and her family, they listen. Out of the 100 people that are born, out of 100 people that's walking around in America, now it's 341 or 42 million people in America walking around. 50 million of them are in poor poverty. Can you believe that? A million. Can you put your eyes on a million people count? A million people in line. It's about 50 million in the country, in the US of A, land of the free. 50 million in poverty. So I'm telling you, they got the data. They say for every 100 people, 95 are in La La Land. They dress up, comb the teeth, they got a job, whatever. But only 5 people got ears and saying, I know there's a better way. Erin Harris and her husband, Arthur, they are one. They are one of the 5 also. When you buy land, just let it simmer, man. Keep doing your thing. Before you know it, 10 years go by, you're going to be like, what happened? Oh, my, the whole area changed. But listen, Erin says, if you already have a new whole life insurance and receive $90,000, should you get a new policy, or does it depends? It does depends if the insurance company will let us put the $90,000 into the old new whole life. But Erin, I have several of them. So you could go to get a new one. And that's a whole fresh bank account, whole life, new bank account. So Erin, if I was you, I would put the $90,000 in the new whole life and let that simmer. You have access to it. It's better than putting it in the bank. Plus, they're going to give you a big pile of life insurance for legacy for your children. Or even if something happened to you, if you have catastrophic loss, a stroke or heart attack, they'll give you some of that whole life protection. But that $90,000 you have access to, because if you need 50, 60, 70,000, bam, the insurance company gonna say, hey, send that to Erin. Let her do what she want to do. Go buy a car, whatever you got to do. And the good thing about it is they don't give you an amortization schedule. So it's not gonna mess up your monthly cash flow where you got another bill. No. You can say, I'm gonna pay $50 a month back, whatever you want to. That's why I like it. A lot of the rich and the wealthy do this. In fact, banks take your money that you deposit and do this. Can you believe that the banks do this? Next to God, there's God. You know, God has everything. God has all the money in the world. But next to God on earth, insurance companies have the money, not banks. No, they jet out. That financial literacy, if they would have told, okay, class, children, financial literacy, God has all the money. Then come insurance companies. Then come banks. Then That's the beginning of financial literacy. Then kids start to understand, but they don't teach us that. Listen, James, we out of time. We already at 10:04. Man, this,
Oh,
this,
man.
this is getting good. We got to continue this, right?
Okay. Hey, Rob. Well, I've had people texting me, calling me while we've been talking here and talking with friends. Rob, we got to go out into the community. We've been asked, I should say, to come out in the community so that people can really, I guess, see us and be able to talk to you, to be able to have that. I remember the last time, Miramar, you in Miramar
Yes.
and spoke.
Yes.
And ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, let me tell you, when Robert finished, there was a line, there was a line down the wall of the I guess it was a theater or whatever, but there was a line already, people in line waiting. So what I did, I knew Rob was going to be there for at least another hour. So I said, see ya. But no, hey, believe me, when he tells you to call, don't call thinking you're going to get him. Don't, because I mean, how could you if he's busy? Okay. But you can make an appointment to speak with him.
That's
Okay.
right.
So here's what you need. Joe just said, great show. But what we're doing, and yes, this is a podcast. It's on YouTube, Facebook. You can always go back, share it with family and friends, because already my family has said that, Rob, we got to get you on Zoom for our family reunion.
Oh,
So
excellent.
so know that we're going to be doing that this year. We're going to because we can't physically be everywhere, but guess what? We can set up and Zoom and be anywhere because of technology. So check in with us, Henderson Financial Group. Of course, like I said, tell family and friends all about it. And if you have questions and you, for whatever reason, didn't want to ask, then you maybe didn't want to comment in the chat. But what you need to do is give them a call. Give them a call.
New
And
thought. Yeah.
new thought. New thought.
New thought. And what we try to do is just wake up your thoughts until you can, so you can start spinning around in your head so you know what's happening, because the system is designed for you to keep on doing the same old thing, what you've been doing, and getting the same results. And then when you don't know, then you start trying to take unnecessary risk that really costs you to lose. I mean, there's more to be had than in not losing money than trying to make money. Because a lot of people done lost money doing a lot of silly things. If they would have had that money, they would have been way, way off. But they make desperate moves during desperate times. And it comes, that's because it comes from not knowing. And fear is brought up by not knowing something. You don't know, so you're afraid. And here's help. You can know. And when it comes to money and what's the best way to do it, yeah, you got to change some habits. And you got to, stretch and grow. You got to change some habits, but that's a good thing because it's your life. And all us should be trying to change and do better. It's our life. We only got one life, I mean, and it's good when you do say you're going to go another way and make another change. And we're at the Henderson Financial Group. We're here to help you. I want you all to go to our website at www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. You got to put THE in front of it. Okay. And peruse our website. You can sign up there. You can, a lot of great videos on there. And then you can always, like James say, if you call the office and just call him for Robert, you just can't call me out of the blue. I'm a chef in the back cooking, man. I'm like a doctor. I'm always in the operating room. But you can get on the schedule. You can say, hey, I need to make an appointment with Henderson. They'll say on a Saturday, a Thursday, a Friday, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I had one last night at 7. Well, no, that was Thursday night at 7 o'clock, But it's a conference call. It's Zooms. And everything is confidential. We fiduciaries, we'll talk to you and we'll work out a plan for you. We'll say, okay, we'll roll our sleeves up. You too. We'll be in the room and say, okay, how about this? What about this? What do you think about that? And we'll learn your risk tolerance. What are your fears? What are you trying to accomplish? You got to have a plan. Because the person without a plan, man, you gonna fail. You just can't go out there. I don't care if you're the best basketball team, best football team. If you ain't got a plan, man, y'all gonna be scattered. It's gonna be hard to really get down there to the goal. But you got to have a plan. And we help you put a plan together. Budget, we help you with that. Retirement planning, we're really good at retirement planning. You get ready to do Social Security, you know, should you take Social Security now, or should you wait 62, or should you take it at 64 or 65? We tell you how to do that, how to go to ssa.gov and look at your numbers. Everyone look at are you going to get a pension or you get a 401k? We look at all that. We help you, man. You can't do this stuff on your own with the baby crying, the car broke down. You got to do this. You got to go out. It's a lot of stuff, man. And the social media and all the activities and all the TV shows you got to watch. You ain't got time for this. All them TV shows you watch, you ain't got time for this. You got to call us. This is all we do. We ain't watching all them shows like you do. All right.
Trust me.
Call 305-825-1444. Right, James?
I go through my house, turn off TVs, turn off TVs, lights, and closing doors. Rob, that's what I do. TVs, lights, and closing doors. All through the house.
That's true. That's the truth, right, James?
Come on, man. We deal with the same thing everybody else deals with, bro.
They got the garbage, all that, you know.
All that, yeah. Rob, seriously. Wait, why is it that every time I open to put something in the garbage beneath the sink, it's always full? Always full when I do it. So it was full before I did it. So why didn't somebody else just pick up? Come on. But anyway, that's a side note.
I have that too. Hey, when they take the garbage out, they don't ever put the
put it back in. Back in.
Right. Back in. Oh, you got that too, James? You got that too? Oh man, real life. Hey James, we need prayer, bro. We need prayer.
Okay. Oh, hey, Father God, we thank you for the opportunity that you've given us today to share. And more than that, I'd like to pray a blessing for all those that we see in our chat, and particularly to Mario and Aaron who joined in, because it does take all of us to manage what you have given us. And when you gave us this earth on which we are on, you wanted us to be great managers. Help us to be better so that we can better assist others, that they can be better as well, and that they can share the good news, those things that are true, because we all have everything, God, that you have given us to be not just good, but to be better and to work toward being our best. And we promise if you will do that, we will give you all the praise. Bless the Henderson Financial Group and all the staff so that they can continue to stay in good health and continue to grow in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let the church say amen. Hey, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and be safe.
Yes.
And work on not being a 95%, but a 5%. Those who are listen and do, hear and have ears. Be a 5%. Much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Peace, love, and happiness. Gotta go.